Welcome, my friends of the interwebs. Today, for your viewing pleasure, I have an update on my SigSauer P229R Equinox review. Okay, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, check out my my last video, my review video on this gun, and you can get up to speed. Anyway, so I called SigSauer's customer service, and I'm going to chronicle how that went, and I'll save judgment to the end. So I called their customer service, and I got put on hold, which is completely acceptable and expected. The whole time was not horrible. It was probably about a half an hour. I mean, I guess that's horrible in some people's opinions, but whatever. And they what they do is they don't play music. They kind of give you little infomercial type things about their products. And I learned a couple of things about the new Sig products that I found interesting, and so that was kind of entertaining and useful. And then every now and again they'll come on and say, there are 5 calls ahead of you, and then eventually it gets to there's 1 call ahead of you, and then it'll get to you are the next caller. So anyway, about half an hour goes by. This guy answers the phone. This SigSauer service rep. He answers the phone, and I was very professional, and I said to him, I told him who I was, and what I had just purchased, and where I had purchased it from, and what my issues were, and all that went, fairly fine until the point came where I was like, what do I need to do to get this taken care of? And he said, well, how long ago did you buy the gun? And I said, 4 days ago. Exactly 4 days ago. And he said, well, you only have 2 days to contact us about returning a gun for replacement. And I said, well, why doesn't Sig tell people that they only have 2 days if there's a problem, with a gun? And he said, well, if we told people that, they'd never buy our guns, which I guarantee you is not something that SigSauer approves of him saying. Why he even said that, it just, to me, it was just like, what? Because, to me, it seems like people buy your products because they like them and the quality's there. And, I know every now and again you're going to get a product that has issues. You have to send it back. But, for Sig, for that, I don't blame Sig for this guy's statement. I think that came flying out of his ass. And he probably wished he could have taken that back the minute that he put it out there. But his comment was that if we told everybody they only had 2 days to bring them back, they'd never buy our guns. So, take that for what it is, or for what it's worth. And so anyway, I said to him, so, what you're telling me is you can't do anything to help me out with this. I mean, I said, for God's sake, the bluing's coming off. And then it got kind of strange because he says, we don't blue our guns. And I understood what he was trying to say there because technically it's not bluing. It's like Parker Ice finish or whatever. And he said, well, he named what it was, whatever their technical term is for their finish. And I said, I understand it's not really technically bluing. I said, just like with, if I say Band-Aid, it's a generic term for, what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the finish, And I said, it shouldn't be coming off. This gun has never been fired by anybody outside of the manufacturer. And I said, and I know that the manufacturer fired it because I've got 2 shell casings. And then he says to me, we don't send casings out with our guns. Well, as I showed you, the fact is they do. And I read it to him. He goes, well, I don't understand how you got that gun in Toledo, Ohio, because, we only do that for guns in, I want to say he said Delaware or some East Coast state. And I mean, it was neither here nor there. It's like, whatever, dude. You sent me 2 shell cases with the gun. My point is, that's the only 2 times this gun's ever had a bullet fired through it. The finish should not be coming off. And then he says, well, our finishes are battle ready. And I said, to whose standards? The French army? And first of all, why is this dude arguing with me about this? So I told him, I said, listen, there are several videos on YouTube showing the finish coming off of SigSauer guns. I said, in fact, if you go to YouTube and you type in SigSauer P229R Equinox review, you can actually see what I'm talking about. He didn't like that, but it is what it is. And bottom line, I said to him, so you're not going to do anything for me And he said, my suggestion to you is to call the company, which was, I already told him it was Bass Pro. He said, my suggestion to you is to call Bass Pro and see if they will help you out. This is SigSauer telling me this, by the way. A gun that was 4 days old. So, you know. You know. And I know a lot of people really love this company, and I'm trying to love this company, but this guy was a jerk off. You know, this is just not the things you say to people. So, all right, whatever. So apparently I missed the 2-day window. And remember this, people, if you buy a SigSauer, you take it home, you got 2 days. And that's it. Regardless. So, anyway, so I hung up with SigSauer because they were, you know, pretty much useless. And I called Bass Pro Shop. And I got a hold of the guy, not the guy that sold it to me, but, you know, a dude in their gun department. And I explained to him what was going on. I said, listen, I purchased this gun 4 days ago from you guys. I said, I should have looked at it a little bit more diligently than I did. I said, there's some serious flaws on this gun. I said, well, not serious flaws, but they're, you know, mechanically, supposedly gun works. And that I don't know yet. But I said, you know, they're cosmetic flaws. I said, and considering that this is a $1,200 gun, I said, I kind of, you know, I was kind of disappointed in that and blah, 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 blah. He said, well, hold on. He said, let me see if I can find another gun to replace this with. Another Equinox. And I knew that they didn't have another Equinox at Bass Pro because the guy that sold me this gun actually went to look and see if there was one in the box. But he put me on hold, and apparently, I don't know if he called other Bass Pro shops or his distributor or whatever, but he put me on hold for a little while, about, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, and he came back and he says, listen, I can't find you another gun. And he goes, another Equinox to replace this with. He said, but, he goes, I'll tell you what, bring me your gun. He goes, I will send it back to Sig. Even if we have to pay for the repairs on the gun, I will take care of you. Now, my friends, that is customer service. SigSauer could learn a little bit from the guy behind the counter at Bass Pro that probably makes $8.50 an hour. You know, yeah. I mean, you know, and funny thing is, this was my first ever purchase from Bass Pro. I live about 35 minutes away from Dundee, Michigan. So most of the time, you know, I'll go up to Cabela's, and the Bass Pro here is fairly new. So, in fact, it was the first time I'd ever walked into that Bass Pro, or into any Bass Pro for that matter. So anyway, yeah, I mean, the Bass Pro dude was awesome. You know, he's like, we'll take care of you even if we have to pay for it. I mean, how, you know, what do you say to that other than, dude, you rock? You know? So, you know, anyway, having said all that, I'm looking at the gun last night, and I had to kind of put myself in check. Yes, it's a custom gun. Yes, it was an expensive gun. But you know what? I've never been the type of person to treat a tool, and a gun is a tool. That's what it is. I've never been the type of person to treat a tool like a queen. And give you an example. I'm a car guy. Okay, I'm into sports cars. I go to car shows, and you know, I've always seen these guys that show up with their cars and you know, the trailer queen cars, and you know, I would drive my car to a car show. So I mean, you know, to me, you know, I don't know. So all right, so I've got this Equinox. You know what? I'm going to shoot it. The Mars on the gun, the finish issues are all stuff that's going to happen to this gun eventually anyway. I'm not going to put this thing in a glass case, and you know, when people come over to my house, go, you know, hey, you want to look at my Equinox? No, I'm going to shoot it. So, and I haven't called Bass Pro back yet to tell the guy, but you know what? I'm going to keep this going. I'm not going to send it back. You know, and that's the thing. I mean, I've already got the conversion kit. I'm excited about shooting this. I plan on shooting this next week. You know, to send it off back to Sig, and you know, who knows how long Bass Pro will have to fight with SigSauer. You know, I'm not, so far, listen, I'm not impressed with SIG's customer service. I'm not. And, you know, that's on them. I don't think I'm being unreasonable about this, you know. That's on them. So, but, like I said, Bass Pro Shop's service A1. So I think I'm going to call the dude back today and tell him, I'm going to say, look, I'm just going to go ahead and keep this gun. You know, I'm just going to keep it. You know, it is what it is. It is a beautiful gun. I mean, you know, the imperfections are the imperfections, but like I said, it's nothing that won't happen eventually with holster wear and with shooting. You know, SIG does need to figure out something about this finish, though. I thought about Guar had problems with his finish. Pete from Armory Channel has problems with his finish. You know, they can call it battle ready all they want, but the fact of the matter is the finish is coming off these guns. You know, and apparently it's coming off a fairly new gun. So I don't know. You know. So it is what it is. But anyway, I'm going to keep this gun. I'll probably regret that. And actually, I probably won't regret it. I'm going to shoot the piss out of this gun. I am. I'm going to shoot. I'm not going to treat it as roughly as I treat my Glocks because, like the one dude on my comment said, the Glock is a workhorse, and that's what it is. The Glock is the gun that I throw in my saddlebags and get muddy and dirty and grimy and, you know, and it's just, you know, it is what it is. It's the Glock. So I'm not going to treat this gun like that, but I'm going to shoot the piss out of this. I hope to shoot the barrel out of this thing in 2 years. So anyway, that's the update. Let me know if you think I'm an idiot for going ahead and keeping this. A big, huge shout out props to Bass Pro for doing, at least attempting to do the right thing before I change my mind, at least. You know, shame on you, Sig, for having such shitty service. I mean, shame on you. You know, that's just kind of the way I look at it. You know, arguing with me about the, you know, well, whatever. I'm not even going to get into it anymore because I want this to be a good day, and I'm not going to get pissed off. So, anyway, let me know what you think. Should I? Am I making a mistake by keeping the gun? Should I take it back to Bass Pro and let them take care of it as they said they would? Anyway, everybody have a good one.